It's autumn, and it's time for all things pumpkin. So I've got a smoked pumpkin cider, and I'm going to make a spicy pumpkin soup. Now, I want you to hold on because this is only going to take a few minutes. Now, to make this go even faster, instead of cutting the onions, I'm going to grate them, because when I go to cook them, they will cook ever so much faster. Also, because this is a pureed soup, everything is going to be small in size anyway, so if I cut it, I'm just going to be blending it anyway. You can do the same thing to bell peppers. I got some purple bell peppers at the last farmer's market of the season last week. So let's use those. They add a little extra color and flavor. I roasted the pumpkin already, so it's pureed and ready to go. All right. I've got a pan hot with some butter. Put that in. Give it a stir. I'm going to go ahead and add the spices now because I want them to bloom in the fat, the butter, that we're cooking the onions in. So let's start with a little salt and smoked paprika and the secret ingredient, Chinese 5-spice, which is clove, cinnamon, fennel, anise, ginger. And that smells delicious. Oh, you know, I'm pretty sure everything needs a little garlic. So let's add some of that. I especially like the garlic to have time to work into the fat so that all of the flavor can get really toasty. And then to that, I'm going to add pumpkin. This is 3 pumpkins worth. Well, actually, it's 2 quarts or 2 liters. I happen to have 3 pumpkins that I used to make this, and I picked them up at the pumpkin patch. Earlier this week, I took my 4-year-old grandson and we went and walked through and did all of the autumn activities at the local farm. And we purchased 3 pumpkins to bring home and make into our soup. Whoa, that one's bumpy. Let's see about over here. Oh, they're orange. It's hard. Do you want a smaller one? Get that one? Okay, carry it. And go this way. You gotta have a pink pumpkin, huh? Yeah. Okay. Interestingly enough, the 4-year-old didn't want to go to the pumpkin patch because he had suddenly decided that everything Halloween was scary. But when I told him that we were just going to go to buy soup ingredients, he suddenly decided it was okay. So now we've got hot onions, peppers, and seasonings, and we've got roasted pumpkin. Doesn't look much like soup yet, does it? That's because we need some chicken stock. You could certainly use vegetable stock. I roasted this last night. When I make my stock, I cook it for at least 18 hours. So that means overnight. So my slow cooker does the job for me. And I know that when it's nice and dark brown and the meat has all fallen off the bones, then it has given me all it's going to, and it's good. So you'll notice I've got a nice dark color. Okay. Now, we are going to turn this up to high. I'm going to get everything good and hot. I've got bubbles, and that's what I'm looking for, so I'm going to give it a good stir so the heat can get evenly distributed. And we're going to put the lid on and let that go. Now, in the meantime, while that goes, I have a little surprise in the oven. I have pre-cooked some of my very favorite mushrooms. These are chanterelles, And they arrive around this time of year where I live, so I'm always super excited to see them. So I've already cooked them in butter. It's going to be just a minute to get them nice and hot. In the meantime, my soup is bubbling. When we get the mushrooms done, then we're going to blend the soup, see if it needs any more stock. Oh, I have a treat that goes in the soup. I almost forgot. Oh my goodness. We're going to finish the soup with this smoky pumpkin cider. And it's going to give a nice brightness, some acidity, and a little bit of extra smoke that we already started with the smoked paprika. Now see, that didn't take long at all. Mushrooms, hot and toasty. Open this. Pour in our cider. This magic immersion blender. And we'll just bring this all together. Then we'll give it a taste, see what we think about our seasoning, and adjust if necessary. I think this is a little thick. I think we're going to add some more stock. I do like my soup to be on the thick side, but that's a little more like baby food than it is like soup. So let's give it the rest of this. And maybe just a little more of that. Stir, 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 mix, mix, mix. Yes. All right. More with the blending. All right, to give this a taste. It's good, but it's not spicy pumpkin soup without a little cayenne pepper. A little dash. I think we can do the rest of that. And the rest of that. All right. Stirring my cauldron. Now the lovely thing about this particular recipe is that it makes a lot. And so that means I can put it in the freezer and then I can take it to work. And I always have lunch ready to go. This dish reminds me of everything that's perfect about autumn. And every time I have it, over the many servings that I get out of this one big pot, I'll get to remember that day at the pumpkin patch with my grandson and picking our 3 pumpkins and enjoying the sun on our faces. And when it's winter and it's cold and it's dreary, I'll be looking for some sunshine. And I've got it right here in this bowl. All right. Got a bowl and a ladle. Yeah, that looks about right. And let's see. Beautiful brown butter chanterelles and pièce de résistance, pomegranate. I'm so excited. Happy autumn. See you soon.